Lavender is well known for its flowery scent and calming effects. It's even being used as flavoring for ice cream. However, the medicinal benefits of lavender have been documented on the scent or the aroma, not the consuming of it. Hi, I'm Mary Bourne, traditional naturopath, and I love sharing these talks and natural remedies with people for better health. Lavender is a beautiful herb. I grow it and I love the scent in my herb garden. It's just so wonderful. But constituents in the lavender are best when they're come from France. Constituents come from the earth, just like fine wine and scented oils have a specific scent based on these constituents. And the medicinal effects are from these constituents. So when we smell something, it goes to what's called the limbic system and immediately enters the bloodstream. So to me, it makes no sense to put it in your mouth and then harm your throat or esophagus, or to put it directly on your face or tender tissue, because that's not where the benefit comes from. It comes from mixing with the fluids of the body and then immediately getting into the bloodstream. So as a certified aromatherapist, I don't recommend ingesting essential oils. If you put an essential oil on your pads of your hand or the palms of your hand or the pads of your feet, that skin is a little bit tougher than your face or other areas of the body. And there are some essential oils you can use directly on your palm. Lavender is one that I've used directly on my skin. But most essential oils are not recommended for direct or what they call neat use. Lavender is just marvelous. What I've done, if I burn myself accidentally, I will put a few drops on it and rub it briskly and wait for the heat to go away. Once the heat's gone away, then you can continue doing what you're doing. And then as soon as the heat comes back, do it again. I've avoided blisters and redness and, of course, scarring by doing that method. So what you have to do is rub it long enough so that the heat is dispersed and goes away. So another oil that can be used direct is tea tree. Now, some people can't, so you have to do a little test on that. But most oils, I prefer that they get mixed and put in a spray bottle, or that you mix them with some lotion, some non-scented lotion, or even other oils. I don't like to use olive oil. Some people do. I like to use like an almond oil or some other nice oil that doesn't grease up things. So the properties of valerian make it a wonderful sedative, antispasmodic, and mild pain reliever. It has been used as a sleep enhancer. It reduces stress and anxiety. It even can relieve nervous tension. It has been shown positive results when used for PMS symptoms of agitation and cramping. It has been used to calm the bronchioles. So mixing it with a cream and putting it on your chest if you're having some congestion can calm that down. Now, I prefer lobelia for that, but if you only have lavender in your house, then it's really nice to know all the benefits that you can derive out of having one little bottle of lavender oil. So it's reduced the spasmodic coughing, epilepsy, even hyperactivity, or intestinal spasms. So rubbing it on your tummy or on your intestines is really a good idea. Now, I like also to take some herbs. This particular class was going to be about herbs that are beneficial in times of stress. And so one of the herbs that is well known is valerian root. And valerian root has, this is one you would not use for aromatherapy because some people liken it to stinky socks. But valerian root is very beneficial. And in some areas it has been likened to even the medications, over-the-counter medications for a sleep aid. It has been better for people with that. So I'm making a suggestion of different herbs in that, and you can find the link for these. So it's called Tickets, and that will send you directly to the Nature Sunshine website. So one of the combinations that has valerian in it is Nervate. Now, I love Nervate. Nervate's great for any, like children all the way up through. It's for relieving pain and inflammation in the joints, muscles, and nerves. So it's really great this time of the year when we're doing spring cleanup. And yesterday I spent practically the whole day with my granddaughters, and we pulled weeds. And it's like, okay, I'm 76 and they're in their late teens and early 20. And hi, Kathy. And so trying to keep up with them was not easy, but I put my MSM cream on my knees last night, and I took my nerve stuff to calm me down, herbs that support my nervous system and muscles and joints, and I slept beautifully and awake refreshed. So find some things that really work for you in the herbal plant kingdom, because that's so much better than doing some kind of medication. So in Nervate, there's black cohosh, and black cohosh used to be considered a female herb because it was so beneficial to take around the time of menses. But we found that it's a wonderful calming herb that stops cramping of all kinds, and it can help lower blood pressure, relieve nervous tension. And in this Nervate is hops. Now, my neighbor grows hops. I never knew what it looked like, but it's a wonderful herb, but it takes over her trellis sometimes. It's used in beer making, and I think that's one of the reasons why beer is relaxing. But of course, hops doesn't have the alcohol effect, and it can be used safely in herbal formulas. I like it in a combination rather than by itself, but it's been known to be as effective as a over-the-counter NSAID pain reliever. And so using it in combination with this, they each all have their unique support, but when it's used in combination, it can be much more powerful. In this combination is wood betony. Now, wood betony is specific for the central nervous system, so it calms the brain, it relieves tension and migraine headaches. So if you're bothered by these, then I would encourage you to try this formula. And you can find the link, like I said, on the Nature Sunshine website where it says get tickets. Yesterday I did an herbal egram. Every Monday I send out electronic newsletter I call an egram. I have created a link on the Facebook page, but you can find it on my website, bornforhealth.com, under newsletters. Just click on the newsletter link and you'll find the most recent newsletter. That page looks like this when you call it up, and every week I change the topic. Now this month we've been discussing stress, and so yesterday's newsletter was about tummy aches. And you know, children have stress too. Sometimes their parents are arguing, and you're thinking it's a discussion, but they're concerned about their security, and sometimes they think it's their fault, and so you don't know. But if you can train a child to tell you, "Mommy, my tummy hurts, and I think I'm concerned," you know, and then you can give them some gentle herbal formula that will help calm them down and sleep at night, because that's when we heal. So look on the Facebook page for that link to the full newsletter that talks about tummy aches. So if you're enjoying what you're hearing, please click on those little hearts or on the emojis. I appreciate that, and Facebook will help spread the news about health and nutrition if I have enough of the little hearts and emojis. So I think of these health to home videos as a coaching session, because we all need to have be aware that there's other choices out there than what we're hearing. We are inundated with medical advice from pharmaceutical companies, and we need to counter it with some healthy advice about herbs and that. And I love giving references and that to help you find other people who can support you in your health choices. But another herb that I really like is chamomile. Now, you may remember as a child reading about Peter Rabbit and how his mother gave him chamomile after he was in Mr. McGregor's garden, and how scared he was. He was just like shivering in that. And that's found in a product we have called Stress J. Now, it comes in both capsule and liquid form. So this is a super good remedy for children that you can give them. Now, it can be a couple of drops if they're very young. It can be half a teaspoonful if they're older and they don't take capsules. So it's really a great way to get children used to using herbs for problems rather than using medication. We medicate our children much too much. Okay, thanks for that, Heart. So when we have home situations, you know, a pet dies or whatever, we want to be able to support that child, not with just numbing the effects of that. We want to be able to talk about it. We want to be able to give them something that helps to calm them down so they can talk about it. So one of the components in chamomile is called apigenin, and this constituent has scientifically been tested for supporting the nervous system and has been found to be very helpful in situational anxiety. So researchers have shown that chamomile has potent anti-anxiety, anti-inflammatory, and pain-relieving benefits. Even the essential oil. Now remember, we're not going to put it on our skin. We can put it in a bottle. One way you can do it is put 5 drops of lavender and 5 drops of chamomile, like Roman chamomile, because there's also a blue chamomile that is really not indicated for children. So we use the Roman chamomile, which is a milder chamomile. And you can shake that up and spray it around. And there has been some information when I was doing some research for this class. They talked about a spray that was the chamomile and lavender that you can travel with, and when you get to a hotel you can spray the bedding with it and spray around the rim of the bed as well, and the floor just underneath it, because it will kill microbes and insects and things that you don't want in your bed, and it will contribute to a good night's sleep. So it's like lots of different reasons to use natural remedies and help with different situations. Another thing that I love is distress remedy. We've talked about this so much. This is like a must-have in everybody's home as far as I'm concerned, because if you're teaching children to work with natural remedies to help support their better health, then they can learn to take some distress remedy. They come home from school, maybe there's been a bullying situation or some kind of a stressful happening at school. They can learn to take distress remedy and talk with you, open up conversations to tell you about their day. A lot of times we need courage. We need to be told that it's okay to share these your feelings with other people, and we have the remedy, be courageous. Now you can take just a couple of drops, put it in some water, and they can be sipping on that while they tell you about their day, and it will help give them the courage they need to tell you what's going on. It will also, you should take it as well, because sometimes hearing these things, you don't want your children in pain. You don't want them going through bad situations. So it helps you to clear your head and be able to be right there at the moment and not thinking about everything else that's going on and has gone on in your day. Now, we often create our own stress. We create bad habits of maybe procrastination or self-doubt, but we put off making decisions, and then they become this huge thing that we have to deal with, and so that becomes very stressful. If we take things in small increments, it's much easier for us to get things done. So for example, if you have to clean the garage, when you want that garage cleaned by, sometimes it's company coming or whatever, but have a date when you're going to finish that by. Then start with one little corner and say, I'm going to spend 1/2 hour and I'm just going to work on that corner, and then when the half hour is done, I'm done. Okay, and then tomorrow I will work on this part. And so if you take it in small increments, you create a time limit to how long you're going to spend on it. It works much better. When I was going for my naturopathic degree, I had all kinds of self-doubt. Who do you think you are? And, what do you think you're doing at the age of 50 going through all this? Why do you want to, put yourself through all this stress? And it could have overwhelmed me, and I could have just stayed frozen and not ever accomplished this, getting this degree. What I did was I broke the curriculum down as to when do I want to complete this, and I put a time limit on when I was going to complete it. Then I knew how many books were in the curriculum, and I decided, okay, I was going to take a book a month and I was going to complete that book. Well, sometimes I had to adjust it because sometimes those books were like this thick, and I can't read 100 pages a day. I was working at the same time, and so it was having to do it in spare time, so to speak. So I would say, all right, I'm going to spend a half hour and I'm going to get through as many pages as I can. And then next thing I knew, 45 minutes were going by, and I went, oh, wow, But my goal was to at least complete 30 pages every single day. And sometimes it wouldn't take me a month. And sometimes I had to adjust it, and it took longer than a month. But the idea is to get yourself moving. get yourself motivated to do just a little step. And once you take action, you get out of the quicksand that's holding you frozen in time and feeling all the self-doubt, and then you go through the cycle of regret. So you don't want to go through all that. I heard something the other day that was really, I thought, encouraging to people who have this problem, that you picture yourself as a rocket ship and you just go 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and you blast off. You just get into it. And just doing that is encouragement. So if you want specific help with things, send me an email, drmary@bornforhealth.com, and I will be happy to help you, maybe give you a link to the resources I've been in touch with. Next week I have a family commitment that I won't be doing Facebook Live. So the following week I will be discussing emotions and how emotional stress, particularly relationships, how the lack of or how different relationships can affect you and be stressful. So I hope you join me next Tuesday at 10:30. That's Dr. Mary's Health to Home, and we're going to discuss emotional stress. So realize that worry is a habit. You know, when we just get into that rut, and what we have to do is create some action, take some remedy, and move yourself forward. So here's your 3-point checklist that I like to give at the end of my talk. And so check out the YouTube information on the 5, 4, 3, 2, 1 blast off. There's lots of great information. I'll probably put a link on my Facebook page after this talk on it, so that will help those people who are interested. Create a short list of what you want to accomplish. Don't make it pages long, just the most important things that you would really like to see done. This is the doing time of the year. The spring is very active, whereas winter is very sedentary. We have to move from that sedentary time right into action and move forward. Take a flower essence that can help you move away from the doubt and the fear. Maybe it's the be courageous. Maybe it's dealing with the stress of what's going on and trying to make decisions. Distress remedy is really great because it helps you get out of your head and into the action part of it. So keep focusing on gratitude, because gratitude also helps you move forward. I've never seen anybody who wasn't in gratitude that was experiencing joy. So they go hand in hand. You cannot express joy unless you're also thankful for things that you have. So the flowers, oh my goodness, they're just gorgeous this time of the year. It is what gives me energy to keep on going, and I hope that you enjoy it as well. And until next week, 2 weeks, this is Dr. Mary, Health to Home, for the health of it. Thank you for viewing.